I saw my wife with another man when my son and I launched a quadcopter just a block away from our house. What? Oh no, not this.
Dad, what is it? Give it to me. I want to see it too.
I had to lie to my son about the quadcopter being broken. After all, you can buy a child a new toy, but not a new psyche. At home, I immediately called a divorce lawyer. But having heard the usual question regarding my child, I realized leaving Emily wouldn't be easy for me.
Daddy, will Mommy be home soon? I miss her so much.
When my wife came home, I was too disgusted to look at her, but pretended not to know what happened. I was ready to endure a lot for Michael to grow up with both parents.
So, when is dinner ready? I get so tired at work and I'm hungry.
My wife spent the whole evening texting. It was obvious that she was flirting with her lover. And after dinner, she plopped down on the sofa without even asking how I was doing.
Will you wash the dishes? I really want to rest.
My beloved wife didn't care about me at all. Or the fact that the following day would be one of the most important in my professional life. I worked hard for 10 years to become a team leader. In the morning, I expected to see my name on the office door. However, there was some George name instead. But that wasn't all. When I opened the door, I saw my wife's lover. The CEO said they decided to hire someone from the street. We need new blood. I had to endure it and restrained my emotions once again, so I wouldn't ruin the team's atmosphere. That's why I dutifully went back to my work routine, but was interrupted by a call from the school's principal.
Your son beat up a classmate. Come right away.
My new boss would never let me get off earlier.
Who will do the work? Finish the reports, then you can leave.
My wife refused to go, mentioning some important meeting.
Charlie, I don't have time. Deal with it yourself.
I was desperate because I knew that if I left, I could be fired. Almost resigned myself to losing my job when a colleague offered to help me.
Charlie, go to your kid. I'll do all the reports. You helped me out many times. It's my turn now.
When I asked my son why he beat a classmate, his answer shocked me.
He said that my mom kissed another man at a cafe.
In order not to ruin the fantasy of a happy family, I had to reprimand him for what he did. You shouldn't fight. You have to be calm and patient. Then the situation will resolve itself. To prove to Michael that our family was fine, I decided to make a special dinner and cook him his favorite dish, lasagna. I stood by the stove the whole evening. But my plan was ruined as soon as we sat at the table.
Mom, is it true that you kissed another man?
I sincerely hoped that my wife would lie as well. Yet Emily's answer struck me to the core.
Michael, I don't want to be with your dad anymore.
An hour later, I was standing on the doorstep with my things packed. Emily confessed that she had found someone else.
George is successful and has character, while you're a boring pushover. Remember, men like you don't turn anyone on.
In the end, she said that I would only be able to see my son on one condition: if I calmly accepted the divorce and didn't sue for partition of property. For Michael's sake, I had to accept my ex rules. After that, I went to my parents and asked for a short-term place to stay. Mom, having learned about my misfortune, started calming down, like my stepfather. Since childhood, he reacted to all my failures the same way. Loser! That flabby dork had always caused trouble to our family. Bring me a beer, woman! Come on, hurry up! I lost my temper with that brazen attitude toward my mother. I wanted to kick that scoundrel out of the house immediately. Clenching my fist, I rushed to him, but I was stopped.
Charlie, you need to be calm and patient. Then, the situation will resolve itself. Have you forgotten what I taught you?
At that moment, I realized that I used to act just like my mother, adjusted and endured insults for the convenience of others. And if I didn't change, I would cave in for the rest of my life. The tension in the office was escalating. As the new boss overloaded the team with tasks.
The quarterly report must be ready by the end of the month. And no delays. I can't embarrass myself in front of the investors.
I was doing all the work to help my colleagues and willingly stayed until late at night. However, I didn't just do it for the sake of the team. I had a plan. Emily kept her promise, and I saw my son from time to time. Michael complained that his mother didn't give him enough attention, while the new dad completely ignored my son and didn't talk to him. I reassured Michael by saying that everything was going to be fine soon, and asked him for a little help to speed up the process. Will you do it for me? A few days later, the new team leader furiously ran into his office, where the board of directors led by the company's CEO was already waiting for him. They were clearly not happy with the delay. How can you schedule a meeting and show up an hour late? Yet, my wife's lover didn't know about the meeting. What do you mean you didn't know? You sent out the invitations. The department's quarterly results report. George tried to justify himself, but it looked ridiculous. To stop my boss from completely disgracing himself, I had to help him out. The presentation was amazing. The council was very pleased with the work I had done and insisted on me leading the project instead of my wife's lover. My plan worked. I was the one who secretly sent the invitations to the investors and asked my son to puncture George's tires so he would be late. That's how I was finally able to demonstrate my professionalism and get what I really deserved. Plus, the team gladly accepted my promotion. I didn't stop there and went to court to get half of the property, as well as the right to see my child. The court granted my request. Soon after, Emily broke up with George. After all, she didn't want to be with an unsuccessful man. I cared very little about her life because I realized one simple truth. The more we care about others' comfort and happiness, the less comfortable and happy our life becomes. And it's in our power to decide who is worthy of such sacrifice.